Hello and welcome to Alphonse Zeilais. My name is Johanna Nagelsbach. I am the grandniece of the painter Alphonse Zeilais. Alphonse Zeilais and his brother-in-law Karl Nagelsbach are both secondary school teachers in Neustadt. At that time, teachers were respected persons and enjoyed a high level of trust. Another person who is also active in Neustadt at this time is also a teacher. You will find out who it is in this video. The newspaper Stadt- und Dorfanzeiger of 29th of July 1931 reports on the conference of the Bavarian Teachers Association in Munich. At the time of its founding, some 70 years earlier, the association had only about 100 members. Now, 19,000 teachers from Bavaria and the Palatinate are organized in this association. The NSDAP was also extremely well organized in the Palatinate at this time. Local NSDAP groups had existed in the Palatinate since September 1921. A local NSDAP group had existed in Neustadt an der Hart since May 1922. By 1925, there were already 19 local NSDAP groups and bases in the Palatinate. Since 1927, Neustadt has been the Gau capital of the NSDAP with its own office. On the day of the Reichstag election on 14th of September 1930, when the NSDAP made its big breakthrough in voter popularity, the party had 2,858 members in the Palatinate. In 1930, the NSDAP had a 22.8% share of the vote in the Palatinate. In the NSDAP, 1 in 9 Palatinate party members was a civil servant. This group was vastly overrepresented in the party. In 1926, a teacher became Gauleiter, the highest party official in the Palatinate, Josef Bürkel. Bürkel had quite a few enemies within the party. The NSDAP was anything but homogeneous. Positions were fought for with all severity. Josef Bürkel prevails and, in parallel to his teaching activities, manages the party's affairs in the Palatinate. In 1930, Bürkel is elected to the Reichstag, takes a leave of absence from teaching, and devotes himself entirely to his political work. As a member of parliament, Bürkel welcomes Adolf Hitler in November 1930, who travels to Kaiserslautern in the Palatinate for the local party conference. As a teacher, Bürkel enjoys a high level of trust. The fact that teachers are highly organized must be to the benefit of the NSDAP. It is much easier to convince someone when a fellow professional is trying to persuade them. Political opponents accuse the NSDAP of having a weak program. At an election rally in Neustadt in April 1932, Colonel Konstantin Hierl, who later became Reich Labor leader, declared, "It is often said that the NSDAP has no program. To this I would say, that is not programs that govern, but men. It is the people who are important." The NSDAP is significantly more active than all other parties throughout the German Reich, and also in the Palatinate. In 1931, it is so large and well organized in the Palatinate that it is able to hold a mass rally in the Saalbau building in Neustadt. At this event, fear is stirred up and Adolf Hitler is described as the last bulwark against the Soviets and Marxism, claims that unfortunately find their target audience. Instead of concrete solutions, the NSDAP presents a highly generalized, vague, but easily understandable negative scenario. The term Volksgemeinschaft, which can be translated as people's community, also appears. A term intended to spread a feel-good atmosphere and the prospect of a bright future, but which is in fact pure, unworkable propaganda and creates division or rather exclusion. The closing remarks are made by another teacher, Mr. Schwitzgebel from Saarbrücken. In December 1931, Goebbels was banned from speaking and was not allowed to address the rally at the Sportpalast. In his place, Göring announced that the abolition of democracy was the first act of legality by the awakening German people. Was no one able or willing to hear this? Did no one take it seriously? This article appeared in the newspaper Stadt- und Dorfanzeiger in Neustadt an der Hart. The National Socialists' plans were well known. Hey, you! Yes, you! Someone wants to abolish democracy. Do you think that's okay? The National Socialists want to attract attention. Even though it is clear that it cannot succeed, they table a motion of no confidence against Mayor Dr. Forthuber in the Neustadt City Council in 1931. They provoke the City Council wherever they can. Such actions get them into the newspapers. The newspapers naturally report on the GAU leadership of the Palatinate. No one questions what a GAU actually is. The NSDAP is not homogeneous, but it is centrally organized. It is extremely active and uses every opportunity for propaganda. As a teacher, Josef Bürkel naturally addresses teachers. We will see where this leads in the course of this series. Thank you for joining me in exploring the topic of teachers and National Socialism in the Palatinate. In the next video, we will have a look at what the Zeileis and Nagelsbach families were up to in 1931. I look forward to seeing you again.